I know you guys have seen it. They interviewed Bradley after the fight, and Bradley was talking about the fact that, he would, for a tune-up fight, he would like Adrien Broner to be his tune-up fight, which was very interesting. And people just start scratching their head like, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad fight. Timothy Bradley and Adrien Broner would be a good fight. But here's the problem. Adrien Broner is a 140. He's a guy that shied away from 47 because guys up there are a little too big for him. And Bradley is a guy that fits in that category. Now, of course, Bradley came out. Broner, after he came out and said that Broner was a tune-up, Broner came like, man, stop playing with me. Adrien Broner's not going to fight Timothy Bradley. It's not going to happen. Adrien don't want no parts of Timothy Bradley. I think Adrien, after losing those two fights, he know 147 and those guys probably a little too big for him. But Pride going to make him talk the stuff he talked. Look, this Adrien.
Hey, set the record straight. You ain't trying to fight Tank, right?
Nah, that ain't gonna happen, man.
But you'll whoop Tim Bradley guys.
I beat the shit out of Tim Bradley.
You ain't trying to fight Tank, right?
Nah, that ain't gonna happen, man.
But you'll whoop Tim Bradley guys.
I beat the shit out of Tim Bradley.
So, of course, he was on Instagram saying that he would beat Tim Bradley and everything. But me, I love AB. I want him to win. I want him to win in life. I want him to win, period. He came up from where, all our guys came up from. He basically was in Colorado with all the Olympians, training out there with some of the best in the world. So I want to see him win. I want to see his camp win, but some people can handle fame, other people cannot. And I'm just looking at not his past history outside of the ring. I'm looking at his boxing career and assessing the fight. Tim Bradley is a come forward pressure fighter. He wills himself through fights. And I've seen Broner just try to survive in fights, especially with Sean Porter, who's a full-fledged, basically middleweight. Now, Bradley would just follow the same strategy those guys have followed. That's why he would look at Broner as a tune-up, because Broner doesn't do well, and he fights in spots, but he doesn't do well with a guy that's making him fight and pushing him back. Post De Leon fight showed that. The fight with Madonna, the fight with Sean Porter, those three fights were all pressure opponents coming forward, pushing the action forward. Broner is not very good at dealing with that, especially when they have size and making him work when he doesn't want to work. And that's a problem for him. I'm quite sure he's aware of that and really don't want the fire of dealing with a Timothy Bradley. Because Timothy Bradley will will himself to a victory in that fight. And you got to be able to break his mantle in order to beat him. And I don't know if Broner is willing to do that at this point. I think he's too lax and he's okay with fighting mediocre guys. I just think that's the case right now. I don't think he's willing to engage with the best fighters in the world. I don't really see that in his eyes or hear it in his voice. Not like before. Now it's more like, man, I'll fight the best, man. I'll get anybody, man. I'll beat the F out of everybody. But it's not, the conviction isn't there. No, it's not believable now. And like calling out Ricky Burns. Burns just couldn't even beat another guy. It's like, dude, the tune-up guy you was trying to fight lost to another tuna can. So it's like, why are you calling out tuna cans? So that's how I feel. I don't think he's ready right now. It's definitely for that. He needs to try to focus on making 140, get his mind into boxing seriously instead of outside distractions, then, you know, maybe somebody will believe him. But I don't know who would believe he could beat Timothy Bradley. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. It's your boy Carcino, and I'm out.